NBA playoffs continue on Tuesday night, April the 28th. I've got all three games for you this Tuesday night with free plays and analysis. We're talking 76ers, Celtics, Hawks, Knicks, and Trail Blazers, Spurs. All three games coming up free for you for Tuesday night NBA playoffs right here, right now. Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, right back here on WagerTalk TV. And of course, if you're enjoying these videos, I will keep them coming. All I ask is a quick thumbs up, like, and I'll continue to give you every single NBA playoff game free here on WagerTalk TV. So make sure you also click subscribe and you click that bell as well for an instant alert so you know when these free play videos are posted each and every day. All right, we'll start with the first game. Now, if you look at the betting rotation, this is actually the second game listed, but they flip-flop because I think NBC wanted the national TV spotlight game, Hawks-Knicks, so ESPN gets the other two games on Tuesday night, and the first one's at 7 Eastern, Philadelphia at Boston. Celtics looking to close this series out, and the odds makers are saying they should do so as they're currently an 11.5-point favorite. Total's around 214.5. Of course, the big news in this series is after being out for over a month, or actually he played one game on April 6th, and then he set out the next 7 or 8 games. Embiid returned 34 minutes, 26 points, a very meaningful effort, 10 rebounds, a double-double in his first game back for the 76ers after playing only once in the entire month of April, but it did not matter. Celtics won that game by 32 points, easily covering the closing line of -5.5 on the road. And as I said, Boston now has a 3-1 lead in this series. But you never know what you get with the Celtics. They live by the 3, they die by the 3. And after that easy 32-point win in Game 1, the Sixers won outright in Game 2, 111-97 as a 13.5-point dog at Boston. Maybe that was the one flat spot because the Celtics have won by 8 and 32 cents. And as you know, Boston does occasionally have that one off game. It's usually Game 2, which is what happened again this year. I said earlier, I don't normally like to take teams to cover and not win. I don't think the Sixers are going to win this game, but boy, this is a big line. And if Embiid is really back as he was in the last game, they could have a chance to keep this one close. Keep in mind, during the regular season, the Sixers were 24-14 with Joel Embiid in the lineup. They were just 21-23 without. So they are a better team with the MVP caliber player, even though still don't think he's at 100%. He did have a double-double. I'll do something I haven't really done this whole playoffs. I'll lean Philadelphia plus the 11.5, even though I think Boston's going to win this game on Tuesday night. As far as player props, really tricky to handicap this one from a player props perspective because you just don't know with Embiid back in the lineup how much that's going to shift everything on Philly. Obviously, if Embiid does not go, then guys like Maxey do the heavy lifting. Edgecombe gets more looks. Paul George as well. Edgecombe, by the way, was just 2 for 9, 6 points in the game 4. So I do look for him to maybe have a better production game, even with Embiid still in the lineup. As far as Boston, a guy we're having some fun with, Derek White. We keep talking about how he's due. He's been getting a lot of shots, but he keeps staying under his total. Well, he stayed well under his total again. He only had 6 points the other night, and he only took 5 shot attempts. So I think Derek White's probably officially on the do not touch list now. He'd been priced around 14.5 every game, and he's had that less in 10 of his last 11 now. Previous games, though, he was getting double-digit shots attempts, but he only got 5, and something's just not right with White. Try to say that real fast. So I just would stay away from him at this point. I'm done trying to guess if he's going to break out or not. Tatum had a monster game, 30 points, 8 for 16, 5 for 10 from 3. And as is often the case, the Celtics were great from three-point range, 24 for 53, 45% from beyond the arc. Sixers were just 30%, 9 for 30. So this game's going to come down if the Celtics are hitting the threes again. If they do, they're going to win in a rout. If they regress a little bit, as I think maybe they will, Sixers maybe have a chance to hang within the plus 11.5. That's your early game at 7 Eastern on ESPN. All right, your spotlight game, as I mentioned, is the NBC national TV game at 8 o'clock Eastern. Hawks and Knicks. And I told you a couple weekends ago that I thought this series would go 6 or 7 games. And I believe it's still setting up to do so. And I also told you I thought the zigzag would work in this one. And it's kind of worked in this. Atlanta threw a little wrench in the works back in Game 3 at home when they won back-to-back. But as I told you, Game 1 kind of stayed off, waiting for the result. Game 2, we came with a strong best bet on the Hawks last Monday, April 20th. And as if you recall, I gave it to you free here in the video. I did think the Knicks would bounce back in Game 3. And as I said, Atlanta pulled a little bit of a surprise there, winning by 1 point as a 1.5-point dog. Nothing crazy. But then the Knicks got back on track in Game 4 as expected with the 16-point win this past weekend on Sunday. I think the zigzag's still in effect, though, here, and we're getting some wiggle room as well. In a back-and-forth series, I like the 6.5 points here with Atlanta. Could sprinkle some of the money line, as we said with Game 2. Normally, the teams that win these games, cover these games as dogs, usually win outright most of the time. So I do think Atlanta's a live dog here, and the 6.5 looks a little inflated for what's been a very tight series so far. Also, we'll take a look at the over in this one, over the 213 or so in this series between the Knicks and Hawks. I mentioned the over in games 1 and 2. They both squeaked under the total by about a basket each. Then Game 3 got over the total by about a basket. And then we got landed 212. It stayed under. So 3 of the 4 have stayed under, but they've all been within a basket of this total. In fact, the total's been 215, 216, 217. Now it's 213. This has pretty much been a basket of every single game. And Game 5 sometimes have some scoring still. It's not an elimination game. Where you start being careful with overs is in elimination games like 6 and 7s, where both teams face, or at least one team faces elimination. We usually get more defensive intensity. Game 5 still have a tendency to be higher scoring. I like the over here between the Hawks and Knicks as well, over 213. And if we're looking at the over in this game and we're looking at the Hawks as well on the side, then naturally that would get us towards the team total with Atlanta up and over 103, 103.5. So I do think the Hawks team total up and over that 103, 103.5 range is worth a look here as well in game number 5 on Tuesday night. As far as some player props, if we're looking at the Hawks and the over, then naturally you're going to be looking for some players to maybe break out for Atlanta. One guy that could have a bigger game is Jalen Johnson. He had 14 points in Game 4, but he was only 4 for 12 shooting and just 1 for 5 from the field. So I do like Jalen Johnson points and props over here in this one on Tuesday night. As far as the Knicks, never looking to fade superstars. You know that. And Karl Anthony Towns and especially Jalen Brunson are the 2 stars on this team. But they both had really good shooting nights, combined 13 for 28. And still only managed 19 and 20 points. So I would rather have an Atlanta player up and over. I think Jalen Johnson's probably the best option on the board for a player prop on Tuesday night. That's at 8 o'clock Eastern, national TV on NBC, and, of course, Peacock streaming if you want to do it that way. All right, let's look at your late game, 9:30 Eastern. This is the biggest mismatch of the night on Tuesday, and it should close out the series. Trail Blazers and Spurs. Portland got Wemby back the other night in Game 4. They won that game. They're the better team in this series with or without Wemby. I mentioned that to you as well with the preview video a couple weekends ago. I told you that all 3 regular season meetings, they did not have Wembanyama, and they still won 2 of the 3 outright. And, of course, they've done well in this series without him, and then they got him back. He was out. He played only about, quarter and a quarter about in the Game 2. Portland still barely won by 3. Without him, they won by 12, and then with him back in the lineup, they won by 21 at Portland. So double-digit wins in the 3 games. So this is a spot where I don't want to take the Blazers and just hope they can hang. I don't see them winning this game. With the Spurs winning, closing out the series, they want to get some more rest for Wemby and everybody else. I think this is a focus spot. If you're going to play it, I would lay it with San Antonio minus the 12, as this game definitely has the potential for blowout. And the problem with Portland in this game is they just can't score. And we saw that in the second half of Game 4 the other night. Blazers, keep in mind, in the first half, did have an initial 19-point lead. They blew a 19-point lead, and that's because they only had 35 total points in the second half. They got outscored 73-35 in the second half. They blew a 19-point lead and got outscored 73-35. That's the type of mismatch. Maybe they were working Wemby back in the lineup. He'd been out for a couple games. Maybe that's why San Antonio got off to the slow start. But the fact that Spurs got off to that slow start, I think also will negate any kind of hangover here in Game 5. I look for them to cover, dominate this game from start to finish. If you're going to play it, I would lay it with the San Antonio Spurs in your late game at 9:30 Eastern. Now, as far as some player props, as I mentioned, Portland is suspect on offense and scoring. One guy, they didn't really have much. Drew Holiday was 6 for 13, 20 points. He's probably the best option on that team. Maybe one guy that plays better is Henderson. He was 0 for 7 shooting in 27 minutes and had a goose egg, had no points at all in Game 4 for Portland. Scoot Henderson is priced. I'm not sure where his over-under was. I have to look that up. But once again, I'm not in a hurry to take any of these Blazers over because I think there's some serious offensive problems for them, especially with Wemby back in the lineup, because keep in mind, he's a stud defensive player. Youngest defensive player of the year ever, only unanimous defensive player of the year ever, and he's back in the lineup. So we're really not looking to play any Portland's over. I would lean some unders. By the way, if you like any Portland players under, drop them in the comments below so we can all learn and earn and win together. As far as the San Antonio lineup, with Wemby back, that obviously shifts who's getting the ball, where it's going. He had 35 in Game 1. He had 27 here in Game 4. Stephon Castle's been doing some of the heavy lifting. Fox had a breakout game, 11 for 17. Most of the starters were above 50% shooting. Harper off the bench, just 1 for 6 and only 3 points. So Dylan Harper maybe has a little bit of upside if you're looking for a guy to bounce back in an overroll for the Spurs. But I think their side is probably the best way to attack this on Tuesday night. There you go. All 3 NBA playoff games for Tuesday night. Free plays, free analysis, and I will keep doing it. All I ask is a quick thumbs up like if you're finding these videos useful, and I will keep them coming every day. Also, as I said, comment below what sides, total player props do you like on the Tuesday night NBA playoff card. And include some analysis if you have time, so you, of course, can all learn and earn and win together here on WagerTalk TV. And if you're want to be the first to know, first to watch, first to get this information, make sure you click subscribe and click the bell as well here on the channel for instant alerts when the video is posted each and every day. Now, of course, I'm giving you free plays in every game this postseason. A lot of these are light TV leans only. I would treat them as 1% of bankroll if you play all of them. If you want the strongest plays, those are my personal best bets, and they're powerful, 4% of bankroll, 4 times stronger than a light lean. And those are the plays that are going out to my personal clients each and every day at WagerTalk.com. And it's quite simple. If I'm using a game, I send it to my clients. And it's been that way for the last 30 years. I started in August of 1996 as a full-time professional bettor and sports handicapper. And if I've been using a play, I've always sent it to my clients for the last 30 years. And you too can get my daily best bets for Tuesday right now on my page, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. And don't forget, it's, yes, $5 Tuesday, which means you get an instant 80% discount on every best bet for Tuesday because it's $5 Tuesday, as you see on the graphic on the screen there. It's Abe Lincoln's favorite Tuesday, and he takes advantage of it at WagerTalk.com. Every best bet, instant 80% discount this Tuesday with $5 Tuesday. My baseball and NBA best bets for a very discounted price because I want all of you to get on board and try out what my clients have had for decades and become part of the winning team. By the way, don't forget to also post a free bonus play. If you don't like $5 Tuesday, if you want free Tuesday, then go get the free play for Tuesday night. It is the last cut, just a bit outside for being a best bet on my page. You can get there quicker with that code you see on your screen, WT.buzz/SN. Get the free play daily and get the strong best bets as well at WagerTalk.com. Now, yes, $5 plays on Tuesday are a great offer, but, there's even better offers with the direct subscriptions. You can get 6 days for the price of 3. Buy 3, get 3 is still in full effect. It's 6 days for the price of 3. No promo code needed. Or if you want to get some longer-term packages, the buy 6 is still a great starter package because you buy 3, get 3 free. But a 30-day all-access gets a $100 discount right now when you use promo code SM100. SM100, as you see on your screen, you get 30 days all-access baseball and basketball and an instant $100 discount at checkout when you use SM100. Or, as I was saying, $5 per play on Tuesday is very exciting. But how about getting every day for $5 this summer with the Summer Spectacular? Still available the next 3.5 months through August 31st. Every baseball, basketball, and that month of August football for about $5 a day. That works out to like $2 to $3 a play. Every play, every day for the whole summer. Summer Spectacular is still available. Or the 1-year all-access, if you want to get it down to about $1 a play, that's even better than $5 Tuesday. How about the 1-year all-access instant $500 discount for 1 year, 365 straight days and nights of all sports all-access, and no promo code. It's instant $500 discount, and you get a bonus 25% coupon, as you see on your screen, included with that package. Hey, look, it doesn't matter if you get 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. Everybody's getting the same best bets every day, my personal best bets. They're locked and loaded for $5 Tuesday, along with that bonus free play and the special offers. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. And, of course, get there quicker with the code you see on your screen, WT.buzz/SM. Also, on the way out, don't forget to follow me on social media on X and Instagram at Steve Merril, 2 R's, 1 L, MERRIL, at Steve Merril on X and Instagram. And stay tuned here to WagerTalk TV because you also know there's more free play videos coming up next.